Hello everyone, welcome to Ansarkari. So today we'll be taking up the newspaper for 15th of March 2025. So over here we have the first article to offset caste tensions. So this is regarding in Maharashtra's district, how to offset the caste tensions. Police in Maharashtra has been asked to not put their full name on their uniform. So, highlighting the problems, how when anyone who's caught by the police for violation of rules, the violator looks at the name of the uniform and decides to react according to the caste. So, the surnames are basically leading to unnecessary verbal and ugly scenes. And when a officer comes in uniform, he must leave his caste at home and be devoted to the country in being fair. So, this was a step taken. And we have the next article, heat waves hit Alfonso mango farmers in Konkan. So with the rising temperatures driving away the winter multiple heat waves have been experienced by the mango farmers in the Konkan region of Maharashtra and the heat wave. So they've also been added to the list of notified disaster, which is covered by the Disaster Management Act 2005, instead of only a natural disaster. So they have been increasing their presence this way. And what is heat waves? So heat waves is basically a period of abnormally high temperatures that occurs and they could harm the fruit and they could also affect the production, which would lead to inflation. And when we talk about mango farming, so winter is an important season for the physiology of the mango plant, since during this time the plant starts flowering, followed by a fruit formation within 60 days. So, in this region, the Indian Meteorological Department has also issued heat wave warning for the region multiple times since the first week of March. So it is basically leading to excessive fruit dropping or premature shedding of fruit and the wholesale market in Mumbai. It has seen that the supply of mango is less than the usual supply, which is flowing in the market by now. Then we have the next article, US and Israel, they look out to Africa for resettling the Palestinians from Gaza. So, US and Israel, they've reached out to officials of three in the African government, and this is regarding the discussion of their territories as potential destinations for resettling Palestinian, which was approved by the Gaza Strip. So, this basically reflects determination by both the governments to press ahead with the plan, which has been widely condemned and basically raise legal and moral issues. So Palestinians in the Gaza, they've rejected the proposal and they've dismissed the Israel claims of how the departure would be voluntary. And they have a variety of incentives, financial, diplomatic, and security to offer the potential partners as well. And if there will be emigration, so this would be voluntary emigration by the Palestinians. So when we talk about the countries in this, we have Sudan, which is in North Africa, and it was among the four Abraham coordination in agreeing to normalize diplomatic relations with Israel. This was back in 2020. Then we have Somaliland, which is territory of 3 million people in the Horn of Africa. And over the years, it has been loaded for its relatively stable political environment, contrasting with the Somalia's ongoing struggle. And then we have Somalia, which has been a vocal supporter of Palestine. And apart from that, Somalia has also been hosting peaceful protest on its street in support of Palestine. Then we have right to dignified works. Women engaged as ASHA workers need wages, not honoring. So this is regarding the ASHA workers strike, and this raises the issue of a larger relevance from the perspective of both labor rights and women rights. So scheme workers, they comprise of a diverse set of workers, and the largest section is the Anganwadi section and helpers who have been there in this system for nearly 5 decades now. And the assumption of how women, their secondary orders, and also how they would be available for voluntary work, it basically underlines their visible presence as scheme workers. So even how the gender notion of women who are essential caregiver without any technical skills of legitimize or legitimizes such exploitation and undervaluation. So feminism, it basically helps us normalize this system. And ASHA were part of the National Rural Health Mission since 2005, and now they're under the National Health Mission. So the problem over here is that the authorities, they've not really paid heed to the demands to formalize the works of the ASHA workers. And when political parties, they are competing to recognize women's contribution to housework, recognizing their scheme work as workers with rights into fair wages and proper working conditions and social security, they can go a long way and they can basically change the societal approach when it comes to women, and they can basically recognize care work within and domain of public employment, which would also have effect on the unequal division of the house. So work and fitness is basically proportionate care burden on the women. Then we have Astra missile test fired from Tejas successfully. So the Astra missile is India's first ingeniously developed beyond visual range air-to-air missile, and this was developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization. So it is capable of engaging targets at ranges beyond 37 kilometers, and this was successfully test fired and it demonstrated the direct hit of the missile on an aerial target. So BVR, beyond visual range missiles, are those missiles which are capable of going beyond the range of 20 nautical miles or 37 kilometers. US faced difficult choice to support economy or control inflation. So this is regarding since the President Donald Trump, he took office in January. New tariffs were imposed and a disruptive of federal jobs and spending risk political fracture within the Europe as well. So business and consumer sentiments, they have dropped, and measures of manufacturing they've taken and the stock of price contributed to record household wealth. And even inflation is falling faster than expected, and an unexpected week of the labor market and the possibility of conflict between the Federation 2% inflation target and the maximum employment goals, it has scraped into the policymaker's speech. So it has caused a lot of disruption in the market. So gold prices, they've reached an all-time high, surpassing $3,000 per ounce for the first time. And if we talk about what brought these changes, so this is attributed to the investor seeking safe asset like gold. This is in response to the geopolitical and economic uncertainty, including trade tensions and inflation concerns. So global and central banks also, they're actively increasing their gold reserves, contributing to the rising demand and price of the gold. NASA, SpaceX try again to launch rocket. So this is regarding the long weighted crewed rocket, which would basically lead um, bring the US astronauts stuck on the International Space Station for 9 months. So we have Butchwell Moore and Sunny Williams, who are two veteran NASA astronauts, and they became the first human to test fly the Starliner spacecraft to the ISS. But they've been stuck there for the past 9 months. This is regarding because of problems with the Starliner's propulsion system, which forced an extension of their plans and a test day as NASA deemed it too risky for them to fly home. So a crew rocket was launched to bring them back. The state has approved a project to construct a boundary wall around the Gandhi National Park to curb the encroachment and protect the metropolitan green lung. And this has been ongoing since 1997 when the High Court it ordered wall construction to prevent, and now the state government has been put under pressure to start with the construction and also to rehabilitate the dwellers in this region. And till now, challenges they've been in the bureaucratic hurdles and they've resulted in multiple approvals and funding delays. And even the public department, it has been slow to act in this area. Apart from that, if we talk about the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. So it was earlier known as the Borivali National Park, and it is a large protected area near Borivali in the northern part of Mumbai, and it is situated partly in the Thane district and Mumbai suburb district of Mumbai, and it basically covers an expansive area of 103 square kilometers, making it one of the largest parks within the city limits. And the park is basically known for its dense forest, vast bird life, butterflies, and small population of tigers. So we have the Kanheri Caves, which is in the center of the park, where an important Buddhist learning site and pilgrimage site has been sculpted by Buddhist monks between the 9th and the 1st century BCE. And apart from that, the park also has two artificial lakes, so Tulsi Lake and Vihar Lake. So this was mostly about it. And hurdles are mostly there have been multiple approvals and funding delays with the public department, which has been very slow when it comes to act on this project. And right now, about 76 kilometer needs to be constructed to complete the 155 kilometers required length. Demand for irrigation water denied, award-winning Maha farmer kills himself. So it's regarding Kailash Arjun Agere, who received Maharashtra government's Young Farmers Award in 2020. And he died by suicide on Thursday, blaming the state government. So even in his suicide note, he wrote how the administration was ignoring the farmers' issue, and he demanded irrigation water for 14 villages from Khadakpana Reservoir for several years. And this part and the rest of village with thousands of farmers, they've raised slogans against administration. And he was fighting for the farmers' right for a very long time now. Even in the article beside this, we can see how a farmer killed himself as loan agent attached to his house. So this basically shows the burden and the economic instabilities that farmers have been facing. Russian President Putin has thanked all the world leaders, including PM Narendra Modi, for their noble mission to end the fight between Russia and Ukraine. And basically shows a good step towards achieving peace at the global level, and how India, also as a country, has always given priority of putting peace above everything. Putin, he also confirmed how Russia is now ready to discuss a ceasefire and also added some terms of arrangement which should be clarified and is basically ready to make peace. Women can opt for surrogacy at 50. So Kerala High Court has ruled that a woman who has reached the age of 50 can opt for surrogacy under the Surrogacy Regulation Act of 2021. And women, they were basically initially denied permission by the Kerala State Assisted Reproductive Technology and Surrogacy Board based on the provisions in the Act, which states how a married woman intending surrogacy must be between 23 and 50 years of age on the date of certification. And this High Court it has also emphasized the purpose of Surrogacy Act to prevent unethical practices rather than to arbitrarily deny legitimate cases. So any interpretation which permanently deprives someone of this opportunity must be approached with caution. Gear up for credit risk from green tech. So RBI governor basically urged banks to strengthen their risk management framework to address credit risk associated with the emerging green technologies, which have limited reliability and efficiency track records. So he stressed upon financial institutions to prepare for climate-related risk, which would basically impact both individual ties and the broader financial system. And RBI is undertaking measures like stress testing and scenario analyzing to assess the financial impact of climate risk and developing the Reserve Bank climate risk information system, which would basically provide standardized data set and climate risk also while promoting the climate financing. Has included small renewable energy projects in the priority sector to ensure credit access for green initiatives and with standard future language shops and contributing to India's sustainable and resilient future. So this was all for today. Thank you everyone for joining.